This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Wednesday, December 6, 2017. This is Connor Peterson reporting for CLNS Media, the leading online provider of audio and visual content for the Boston Celtics. The Celtics face off against the Western Conference worst Dallas Mavericks tonight at 7:30. This will be the second and final time the two teams face off for the 2017-18 season, with the C's taking the first matchup by a score of 110-102 in an overtime thriller a little over 2 weeks ago in Dallas. This was the peak of Kyrie Irving's torrid stretch as he dropped 47 points while shooting over 70% from both the field and three-point range, as the Mavs had simply no answer for him down the stretch into OT. This was the 16th and final win in the Celtics' monster win streak earlier in the year. It is worth noting that despite 31 points and a hot shooting night for Harrison Barnes, the C's were able to hold the Mavericks to 7 of 33, just 21% from three-point range, in the win. A couple more stars have been added to the growing list of injured players this season as Steph Curry and Devin Booker join the likes of John Wall, Blake Griffin, Paul Millsap, and several others after suffering their own injuries over the last few days. Curry rolled his ankle in the fourth quarter of Monday's win over the Pelicans, and he is expected to miss at least 2 weeks while X-ray and MRI results came back negative. Head coach Steve Kerr said there is no timetable for his return, and he'll be reevaluated after 2 weeks. Booker will miss 2 to 3 weeks with a left abductor strain after being carried off the court with the injury last night. Booker was in the midst of one of the hottest stretches of his 3-year career, scoring over 30 points in 3 of his last 4 games, including a 46-point masterpiece against the Sixers on Monday night. On top of those injuries, Tim Hardaway will miss at least 2 weeks with a stress injury in his left leg. The Knicks' second leading scorer accompanied their franchise cornerstone on the bench in their last game against Indiana, but Kristaps Porzingis is not expected to miss any significant time with the minor ankle injury. Porzingis also added that people refer to him as the Lizard because he is such a quick healer. I've never heard that, but we'll take his word for it. Listen up, Hoops fans, basketball season is back, and now that your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action, it's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test to win huge cash prizes every night playing one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are so many ways to play. You can choose from public contests with huge cash prizes, or private contests where you can compete against your friends. They've even got beginner and casual contests where you'll play against people of similar skill level. And of course, the best part, you get to draft a brand new team each day. Huge cash prizes and bragging rights await, only at DraftKings. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your first deposit for your share of $10,000 in total cash prizes tonight. Don't wait, use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. That's code CLNS only at DraftKings.com. The game inside the game. Minimum $5 deposit is required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. The Celtics will be without 2 starters tonight, as it was just announced that Jaylen Brown will join Marcus Morris on the sideline tonight, as the second-year wing is dealing with inflammation in his right eye from a non-basketball related injury. It is not expected to be a long-term issue, but more information will come soon on that matter. Morris will miss the game to continue to rehab his left knee, which has been a lingering problem for him since early in the preseason. The hope is that this additional rest will get his knee back to full health for the rest of the season and is not considered a setback at this time. The Mavericks are not expected to miss any starters on the other hand, and it is worth mentioning that they have won 4 of their last 6 games since losing to the Celtics a few weeks ago. They should be an even more formidable opponent than they were at that time, largely in part due to their second unit playing extremely well of late. Led by the likes of second-year guard Yogi Ferrell and longtime veterans JJ Barea and Devin Harris, the Mavs bench shot over 65% from the field in their most recent win against the Nuggets on Monday night. And as usual, we will have coverage directly following the game, including press conferences and post-game interviews, so be sure to check back on youtube.com/CLNS later on tonight. Until next time, follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media, and subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network mobile podcast app. You can follow me on Twitter at CPeterson_15. This has been Connor Peterson for the Boston Celtics newsfeed.